What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jay Renee with Prison Ride Radio. I hope that you're doing well this morning. I got a brother on the phone by the name of Carlos Parks. We're gonna holler at bro. He got a lot going on. Well, he gonna tell us about it, and we're gonna get into some conversation, see where it go. All right, let's pull up. All right, good morning, bro. How you doing?
I'm well. I'm well. Peace. Good morning.
Jeez, I'm glad that you are well. We're gonna jump right into it. But thank you for coming. Let me say that first. Thanks for pulling up.
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure. Tell the people a little bit about yourself and where you from.
All right. So that's a lot, right? I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I was born in Goldsboro, North Carolina, raised in Lynchburg, Virginia. Currently, I live in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. So I'm all over. And what I do for a living is I'm a real estate agent. I own another business. I own a couple businesses. I own a property management business. My business is a versatile real estate group, versatile property management, versatile investments, versatile logistics, and versatile development group, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that I have, where I teach youth to become more confident communicators through public speaking. And I work in reentry for individuals returning citizens returning from incarceration, whether it be juvenile or adult incarceration. I do a little bit, like I said, I wear a lot of hats. I'm the director of communications for Fifth Sun TV, a black-owned television network on Roku. I'm the director of communications for a nonprofit organization started by my previous probation officer, federal probation officer. His name is Matt Zorich, and it's called Books in Prison. Hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, Books in Prisons. Is it Books in Prison? Yeah, Books in Prison. Books in Bars. I'm sorry, Books in Bars. It's a nonprofit, and that nonprofit is about educating individuals who are incarcerated, providing them with education, because the certain institutions did take away the ability to get college degrees while you're incarcerated. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of go back to that model. Okay. I'm also a adjunct professor at Durham Tech. Haven't started yet, but I will be teaching at Orange County Corrections in Hillsborough, North Carolina. Okay. So, like I say, I wear a lot of hats, and I might have missed some things. I'm also an artist and a published author. My book is called From Selling Bricks to Selling Bricks, A Story of Redemption.
Nice. You definitely wear a lot of hats. Congratulations on the publications and your achievements. You know what I mean? And for real, like on some real shit, thank you for your contribution to society, especially to our society as a whole, and our communities and stuff. That's very much important, and black men are needed and appreciated for real. I don't think y'all hear it enough, but the things that you are doing and striving to do are highly appreciated. If you don't know, now you know. If you do know, now you know again.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Queen.
All right, for sure. All right, so let's get into it. I think the first time that we ever had contact was over some things that was going on out of the Memphis area, Tennessee, correct?
Well, Nashville. Yes, ma'am.
Out of that. Okay, yeah. So let's talk more about that. What you got going on?
All right, so my work as a reentry advocate, I partner with a lot of people. I'm on a weekly show on. A friend of mine has a show on Facebook. It's called The Growth Hour. I think he broadcasts to Facebook and with YouTube, and we discuss what's going on with our criminal justice system. And I came in contact with a young man who had life plus 100 years in Nashville, Tennessee. Through learning about his story, I felt like I had to do what I could, and although I'm limited in what I could do, I do have a platform with Fifth Sun TV, and I decided, okay, well let's work on getting your documentary out there. I'm also a professional problem solver, so when I hear problems, I immediately go into how do we fix this mode. So I'm like, I couldn't do but so much, but what I could do was help him to create a documentary. So his documentary is being worked on currently. The individual, his name is Rivera Peoples, and he's serving life plus 100 years in Nashville, Tennessee, or in the state of Tennessee, somewhere in the state system, for a crime that he did not commit. I will give you a little background on that. His brother borrowed his vehicle. His older brother, Rivera, was 18 at the time. I forgot how old his older brother was, but he borrowed his car. His brother went to go pick up two of his partners, and they went and committed an armed robbery. And in the process of that armed robbery, they killed someone. They unalived. I'm sorry, they unalived a young man, and he was sentenced for that. His older brother and the other two guys were apprehended, convicted. His older brother pled guilty and accepted responsibility for the murder, and received 25 years for it. Part of his plea agreement was that he agreed to take the plea if they didn't charge his younger brother for the murder, because he had nothing to do with it. He wasn't there.
Right.
He didn't know it was going to happen. The city of Nashville decided, okay, they agreed. They accepted his plea agreement. They gave him 25 years. Then they turned around and they charged his little brother with a charge called, what's it called? Criminal responsibility, or some. I think it's called criminal responsibility, where they charged him saying he was responsible for the murder because he allowed his older brother to use his car. So which makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, it's some bullshit, right? So he got life plus 100 years because of that, because he went to trial. And a lot of people don't understand our criminal justice system is not made for us, right?
At all.
If you go to trial, they will make an example of you. That is, if you go to trial, you cost the state or the feds or whoever's trying you, you cost them quite a bit of money, because they have to pay to prosecute you. So for doing that, they try to make an example so they can deter other people from going to trial.
Yeah.
So Rivera Peoples got that life plus 100 year sentence, not because he did anything wrong. It's because he cost the city of Nashville money, because they chose to prosecute him for something he had absolutely nothing to do with. And they said that he knew it was going to happen, and he should have called the police. And that's why he got life plus 100 years at the age of 18. They took his life. So I speak on behalf of Rivera Peoples every chance I get. I want his story out there, which is why we're doing the documentary.
For sure. I got a few opportunities to speak with the brother, and he definitely got his head on straight. He seemed like a solid man, you know what I mean? And time after time after time, I see situations where we're behind bars and we didn't do it, and they just throw you in the system and try to lose you. So I know he appreciates that you keep his name alive, because that's how we get them help, is we got to keep them alive, because they locked them away on purpose and tried to hide them. So we're the ones that got to keep bringing them to the light. But I'll make sure that I link in the interview that I did with him so that people can have a little more insight on what's going on with him. When it comes to social justice, it's very important, right? I know that you know that. What else you got going on?
Well, this is the type of individual Rivera Peoples is. He's so selfless that while he was teaching me and while I was learning about what's going on with him, and while I was trying to help him, he was like, okay, there's another guy that I need you to hear about, and that's Kenneth D'Angelo Thomas, a.k.a. D-Lo. He's also out of Nashville, Tennessee. In his case, he received a life sentence for a murder he did not commit. And he claimed that he never did. He didn't do it for years and years. But after 21 years, evidence came to the surface that the prosecutor in his case hid evidence. Hid evidence. The evidence was that the individual who testified against D-Lo gave testimony, well, not testimony, but speaking to the agents, this interrogation during that time, told the agents that he knew the person who committed the murder, but he didn't know the person's name. Then he told them that the person hung with a guy named D-Lo. And he said this like 2 or 3 times, and then they stopped the interview. They went, and that's when they coached the witness. They came back and they started the interview again.
Okay.
When they started the interview again, he said he knew who committed the murder. It was D-Lo.
Okay.
Right? So mind you, what are we going to do with this first part of the interview when he said that it was somebody else? They made it disappear.
Wow.
It was never presented at trial. It was never turned over to the defense attorney. It was gone for 21 years. No one ever knew about that other than the agents and the prosecutor. 21 years later, D-Lo was able to hire a new attorney to help with his post-conviction defense.
Yes.
The new attorney went to the prosecutor's office, asked for all of the discovery evidence, and when they turned over that first part. Then what it was the prosecutor's office had flipped over 21 years. They had new prosecutors, and no one knew that this evidence was in there that the previous prosecutor hid.
Or they might have hid it too. You never know. For real.
They accidentally turned it over, and now he's fighting to get out based on this new evidence. And they told him that he should have presented that new evidence at trial. But how could he present evidence that it didn't exist?
Yo, they always try to play these type of word and these mind games and these time games when it come like that. They also have instances where when you get the evidence, however many years it's been, and they be like, well, it took you too long to present it. Like, what do you mean?
And that's exactly what they're doing. It's what they call procedurally time barred. So they're saying that, okay, you're right. Your argument is right, but you found out too late.
That's man. I ain't trying to cuss up on the whole podcast.
Yeah, that's it's crazy. But this is what they do to us. Yeah. They don't do to other people. Yep. So you got to think the majority of people who come home who are later exonerated for for murders they didn't commit are black.
That's crazy.
Right? So they're locking us up for charges for things we didn't do, and our communities need to know this. We need to be outraged about this. We need to be outraged. We need to do more than just hear about it and let it go by. No, we need to do what we can to prevent it from happening. And I was taught that you teach people how to treat you. Yeah. You teach people how to by your reaction. So if someone disrespects you, you got to check them, right? If you don't check them, they're going to think it's okay to disrespect you. So us as a people, black people, they continually do things to us, and we don't check them. So therefore, we're telling them it's okay to do this to us because our people aren't going to stand up for the people that we're doing it to. Right. Yeah. So if we start to check them, they're going to continue to do it. And that's what we're about to. We're having a march in Memphis. Now, this is probably where you mentioned Memphis. Okay. A group of individuals. I want people to understand what's about to happen. There's a guy. Another one of my guys is Quentin Sanders, aka Bo Peep. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. Now, all of these guys were incarcerated together. All of them have life sentences, right? Quentin Sanders got his life sentence when he hit a cop in a high-speed chase. The cop died in the high-speed chase. They charged him with first-degree murder. How can an accident be first-degree? Right. So, and he was 17, and they gave him a life sentence. They gave him juvenile life for it. He's been locked up now 22 years, I think. So these guys are the type of individuals I'm dealing with. They have started a Stop the Violence campaign in Memphis. Because I don't know if you're familiar with Memphis, but they killing like it's legal there. Like you see all these rappers get killed there, Young Dolph and all these other rappers. It's like it's legal. They just killing each other like the Wild Wild West in Memphis. So these individuals who are incarcerated they're paying to fly me out to Memphis on the 19th, and probably 20 other people to do on Martin Luther King. We're doing a King March on the 20th in Memphis, funded primarily by individuals who are incarcerated who want to do something for their community. So they organize this They might not be the primary funding, but they are the
Right.
majority funding. And they organized this march with all of these individuals coming to Memphis. Myself, Ayatollah Marv, Melvin Farmer, Benny Lee, BMF Wavy. You got so many people on the card. Sean Stevenson, who was Freeway Ricky Ross's co-defendant. We just got a lot of people, a lot of organizations who are going to be a part of this march. A lot of people coming to the table to talk about how we can check these people. Talk about Martin Luther King's legacy, of course, right? But
An
they need to be
expansion on that. It's an expansion of that. For real, for real.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be marching on the 20th to most of these marches are occurring they have something to do with the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. But people don't understand that there's a African American museum in Memphis that's larger than almost all of the African American museums in the United States. It's a black owned African American museum in Memphis that people don't know about. There's a black lady who owns it. Her name is Mrs. Atwater. Her name is Mrs. Atwater. Like, if you're in Memphis, if you haven't heard about this African American museum, you need to check it out. Forget about that Civil Rights Museum that they own. That's a European owned. Like, why we're going and supporting theirs? We have our own. You feel? So we're marching there. We're gonna meet there. Like all these other organizations that's going to the Civil Rights Museum. Yeah, we're gonna go there briefly because we want to convene and speak to a lot of the other leaders and bring them to the African American Museum in Memphis.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be epic on the 20th in Memphis.
Yeah, I wish I could be there, but I'm gonna be at something else. We gonna coordinate it so I could pop up, see what y'all got going. So I definitely we support you 1,000%.
Okay.
We definitely support the brothers. You know what I mean? I got to speak to a few of them, and they on it. But that just goes to show that it goes hand in hand. Like, they can come up with ideas and want things to move, but we out here have to move too, because the system ain't moving, so we gotta move it. You know what I mean? So that's peace, bro, for real. That's definitely peace.
Yeah.
How can people get, link up with you, be in contact with you, your social medias, websites, stuff like that?
All right. Well, my website is Carlos Parks Speaks. CarlosParksSpeaks.com. As I said before, I'm a speaker also. I speak in prisons and schools. I've been home 9 years now. I was incarcerated for 17 years on the 30-year prison sentence for drug distribution. I had a conspiracy, ghost dope. And, a friend of mine, brother, I'm trying to come home now on this ghost dope. He's also one of the people who are funding the March on Memphis, the Stop the Violence campaign.
What's his name?
But his name is Brother Ali.
Okay.
And he's in federal prison. But they can reach me at CarlosParksSpeaks.com. My website professionally for my business. I own my brokerage. I own a real estate brokerage here in North Carolina, in Jamestown. It's called Versatile Real Estate Group, and I have 6 agents now. I'm looking for new agents. I would love to grow with my people.
For sure.
They can also reach me on social media. Everything is Carlos Parks. Okay. At Instagram is at parks.carlos. Facebook, Carlos Parks. Carlos Parks, the artist, because I'm also an artist. I'm a visual artist.
Bro got all the hats on. He said, "Hold on."
I forgot about that. I paint too, right? And on YouTube, I did a TED Talk. My TED Talk is out on YouTube. Just look up Carlos Parks TEDx, and I spoke about re-entry and the recidivism rate. Nice. You can find me. I'm really easy. Just Google Carlos Parks.
Okay, bro. I appreciate you for pulling up and putting this information down. I know the event is going to be very successful, and this ain't the last time. You got to pull up on us. You got to pull up.
No, without a doubt. I keep something in the fire, so I'll let you know.